Alrighty, good morning, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster coming back here once again. Derek had you guys covered yesterday morning, yesterday evening, and I am back to give you guys your morning forecast update for today here. So, first and foremost, you're walking out the door, or you're getting kiddos ready for school, or you're getting off of work from working overnight, and you're settling in here. Muggy, and more muggy. That's the name of the game over the next couple of days, along with the high heat. And I'm going to go over the heat indexes and go over excessive heat warnings, everything you need to know coming up here in a little bit here. But first and foremost, guys, let's talk about temperatures here, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about heat safety here. So first and foremost, 75 in the metro right now, 79 in Texarkana, 75 in Camden, 79 in Fort Smith, 75 up there in Jonesboro right now, 73 in Mount Holmes, 73 in Fayetteville, and 75 in Pine Bluff at this current time here. Heat indexes, not a problem, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not a problem yet, but it will be a problem as we get towards this afternoon here. Now, first thing about heat safety, and this is something I want to talk to you guys about because we haven't had a problem here on the page. However, I have seen, especially on Facebook, etc., about people saying, it's just Arkansas, it's summertime. Why hype up the heat? Why talk about the heat so much? It's not as interesting as a cold front or thunderstorms or anything like that. The main reason we talk about the heat, guys, is because we take in consideration of people that work outdoors. We're talking folks that work in construction, that work in lawn care, that work just anything that has to do with any sort of outdoor activity. We taking that into a consideration. We also talk about people that get out during the afternoon, during the midday. Your grocery runs or your errands or paying bills or something like that. We take that in effect. If anyone's got to go outside, we take that in effect here. So whenever you start talking about high heat in terms of temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, with high humidity, with dew points in the upper 70s in some cases, especially in the Delta with all that rain they got yesterday, that's what leads to those dangerous heat indexes of 105 to 110, even in some cases as high as 115. So the reason why we stress so much about it is because those folks that work outdoors, they have to know their limits, and you have to know the limits whenever you're working those working outdoors, because even though your surface temperatures are in the 90s, that's what's in your head. It's in the 90s outside. You're not taking effect of the heat index, so you're mentally thinking, oh, it's just in the 90s, it's not bad, I'll push through it, but it feels like it's past 100. So your body is getting adjusted to the temperature that's in the hundreds, and you're going to wear yourself out really quick, especially if you're not properly hydrated, and that's what sets you up for heat exhaustion or heat stroke, guys. So that's why we stress so much about the heat. That's why we stress so much about staying hydrated. And when we mean staying hydrated, I know a lot of folks, and I'm going to be that guy, sodas, you got to stay away from sodas, especially in the heat. You're working outdoors, you got to stay away from the sodas. It will not properly hydrate you, and you'll be just in the baddest situation as if you didn't drink anything at all. So you got to drink water, you got to drink Gatorade, anything away from the carbonated sugars, guys, because it really hurts you, especially if you're working outdoors. And those that run errands, that don't even work outdoors, if you're running errands, make sure you look before you walk, guys. I want to be 100% clear about that. Fortunately, we have not heard a single word about kids being killed in cars due to high heat, or pets being killed during high heat. That's really good news, guys. That means that you guys are listening to us, and you're reacting, you're looking before you walk, and continue to keep that up, guys. It really makes us feel great that you guys are listening to us about that. Just continue to do that, guys. If you have to go outside, they have to come with you. Make sure the AC stays on in the car. At all possible, leave them at home. Let them stay home under the AC, guys. Let you go out and run your errands, etc. If you have to do that, kind of limit your time on the errands here, saying, hey, let's do this morning while it's cool, or do it this evening when the sun goes down. Yes, it'll still be hot both periods, but it beats being out there in the middle of the day when the sun's beating down on the car, and your car temperatures can easily get to 110 to 130 degrees in some cases here. So with that being said, I think I've talked you guys' head off. Let's talk about what's going to be happening is towards this weekend and into the early part of next week. And this is what's going to be as a result of this. So tracking the tropics here, our product here at Arkansas Weather Watchers. And I'm going to take a look at the Caribbean here. And I know you guys are probably going to be thinking, why in the world is he talking about the Caribbean right now? We ain't got a single thing going on, and how is it going to affect us here in Arkansas? Well, the heat ridge that's going to be over us over the middle part of this week is going to move eastward. It's not going to lead to a big drop in temperatures, but it will lead to some increase during the afternoon for potential thunderstorms, etc. But that's not the problem. The problem is this. First and foremost, 20% chance of development over the next 5 days. Why is this important for Arkansas? Because of the fact that whatever develops out of this will move into the Gulf of Mexico because of your steering currents. If this system can get going in the Gulf of Mexico, we saw this with Grace. Grace almost became a Category 4 hurricane in the Bay of Campeche. And by the way, Grace is well over here now, and it's supposed to become another tropical system in the Pacific here. But anyways, the reason why we're stressing so much about this system is because whatever happens out of this will go into the Gulf and could potentially, and I'm saying potentially right now because there's a lot of uncertainty depending on what model guidance you look at, could potentially make a run for Texas, Louisiana, or even in some cases Mexico. This area, if you have any interest in Texas or Louisiana at this point, I'm not saying go out and change your plans or we got a major hurricane on the way or anything like that. I would say keep an eye on the tropics over the next couple of days. Just watch it very closely because we saw this with Grace. Grace looked like she was going to come our way, and then into Mexico she went. So keep an eye on the tropics over the next couple of days. If you have any interest on the Texas or Louisiana coastline, just watch that system down there in the Caribbean. 20% chance of development right now, but I am fully anticipating that system to get going because environmental conditions down there will be conducive for tropical development here. So that's something that we're just going to continue to monitor here over the next couple of days here. This system, 20% chance of development, should become an invest on the next couple of days, and it's going to make its run into the Gulf of Mexico here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take us back home, and let's go ahead and talk about the heat advisories and the excessive heat warnings that we have in place at this current time here. So with that being said, let's talk about this. So this is the heat advisories and excessive heat warnings here. We got excessive heat warning for far southeastern Arkansas from Helena down towards Dumas, towards Monticello, towards Lake Village, and Conway. Those areas have the potential of seeing heat indexes as high as 115 degrees today. If that excessive heat warning gets extended, we will let you guys know firsthand. Otherwise, heat advisory goes for the entire state. We're talking heat indexes 105 to 110. Please, 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 please stay hydrated, stay cool, limit your time outdoors. If you gotta run errands, keep your pets and your kids at home. They gotta come with you. Make sure the AC stays on during the duration of your errand, guys. We cannot stress that enough here. 105 to 110 for much of Arkansas. 110 to 115 down there in southeastern Arkansas for today here. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated on that. If that changes, if the excessive heat warning gets extended even further from there, we'll let you guys know on that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about your morning regional forecast for today here, guys. I'm going to get this off your screen real quickly here. So for today, all right, dangerous heat indexes for Arkansas. High temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. Overnight lows, not dropping off much. Back down into the 70s here. Dangerous heat indexes, 105 to 110 for much of Arkansas. 110 to 115 in that excessive heat warning down there in southeastern Arkansas. So stay hydrated, limit your time outdoors, stay cool, check on the pets, check on your elderly folks that don't have AC, check on people that have to work outdoors as well. Stress to them. Avoid the sodas, guys. I told you about this a few seconds ago. Stay away from the sodas. You got to. I know it's tempting. I love sodas myself. But you gotta stay away from the sodas, especially this time of year, in this hot heat, in this high humidity, guys. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here on your source for all things Arkansas weather.